What's up, guys? We are back. I brought Megan. Megan's here. Megan's back.
What's up, you guys?
Did you miss us, Megan? No.
Of course.
Oh my gosh.
Of
So
course.
we are.
I missed everyone.
Yeah, they were asking for you, Meg. So I'm glad you finally decided to join us. But she'll be in and out. Hopefully, it'll be back to regular scheduled. But for now, we have her here on Monday. So let's applaud that. But yes, I saw in the chat Eric put congrats on 1K subs. Thank you. We just hit it today, actually. So we do appreciate your guys' support, for real. We wouldn't be here without you guys, and we're glad that you'd like to join us. But yes, happy Memorial Day. Nice, relaxing day. I hope everyone had a good day. But let's get into it. Week 3. We had some crazy week 2s. Right now, Meg, you want to go over your fantasy for the pod?
I think one league looks really good for me, you know, hanging in there. The other league, I'm 1-1. First week was a little rough for me, but, you know, overall pretty solid. We got a lot of action going on. People are learning way too much from us.
I know.
So it's putting up some good competition, but
yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, we have some competitive leagues out there. You guys are really, oh my god, you guys are really giving us a run for our money. This week, I'm not feeling too confident, I'm not going to lie. I looked at the schedule, my schedule, and my opponent's schedule. I don't think I'm going to have enough players. And my team's at that awkward stage where it's like, I really don't want to drop anyone. Like, you know, like, they're too good of a player to drop right now. So that's my dilemma. Like, do I just kind of, like, lose this week and just hang on to my players, or do I just keep trying to strive to win? It's a long season. What's like 12 weeks, right?
Yeah.
It's like 12 weeks of fantasy, so I mean, one loss wouldn't hurt. No, just like but let's get into
continue.
Yeah, I know, and then you keep losing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the waiver wire pickups for Tuesday and Wednesday. So 528 and 529. So for 528, we have Mercury versus Sun, Sparks versus Fever, and Storm versus Sky. Important injuries. Clarendon is going to be out. Rebecca Allen is also going to be out. And then Sugg Sutton is doubtful. With all that being said for Phoenix, to me, Sophie Cunningham's the number 1 pickup on the wire. She was already solid off the bench, which was surprising compared to last year. So for me, she's the number 1 pickup. Do you have any other rival number 1 pickups, Meg?
If Timmy's still out there for Fever, I mean, she's dominant. Yeah. And you know what else I saw with her is she's kind of a leader out there. You remember we were saying on our regular pod that we were looking for a leader for the Fever?
Yeah.
But I think she's trying to bring some leadership, and I love the consistency. So I think she's up there with Sophie.
Yeah, no, I have them back to back, 1 and 2. I just think with all the Phoenix injuries right now, Sophie's like gonna get so much playing time. Number 3 for me will still be Natasha Mack. She's widely available everywhere. Still consistent. She did have a lower performing game, but again, with the injuries, I think her playing time is going to be solid still. Ty Harris is actually still out there in a lot of our leagues. To me, she would be next. I know she has up and down performances, but again, she gets good minutes. She's like between that like 28 to 32-ish range, you know. So that's a solid pickup. Sammy Whitcomb, my girl's back. Sammy Whitcomb is back right now, okay? So I would say pick her up. Player, 20 minutes, 28 fantasy points. That's the fantasy player that I was talking about, you know, before that first game. Jordan Horston, I know, is probably concerning to some. She's concerning to me, so that's the sum. How do you think, like, would you consider Jordan Horston someone you pick up and drop? Like, does she need to be on your roster? Like, what do you think, Meg?
For me, she's one of those ones that I feel okay picking up and dropping. Because with her, I feel like it's a matchup thing.
Yeah.
I like her when it's certain matchups, but yeah. I know that if you're in my league and I've had Jordan, I've been picking her up, dropping her, picking her up, dropping her.
Yeah.
I would say that's going to be the same for everyone else that we mentioned. That's going to be left on the waiver for these games.
Yeah. Okay, so how would you? Okay, if you had Sammy Whitcomb, Jordan Horston, Christy Wallace, and let's just leave it like that. If you had all three of those on the wire right now, what would be your order in picking them up?
It comes down to matchups, but I think Christy Wallace is getting the most minutes, so I mean, to me, that's more opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing with the Fever is they change up their lineup, so like
I
any
know,
minute it could switch up and
Yep.
she can get less minutes. So,
Mm-hmm.
but Sammy, she's been consistent coming off the bench. Jordan Horson, I'd probably have to go Sammy. Probably the order that you would go: Sammy, Jordan, Christy.
Mm-hmm. The only
I
thing
just don't trust the Fever right now,
I know,
and they have some hard games coming up.
yeah, the only thing I concerned about Christy Wallace is she was out last game with a knee injury. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know, like that's concerning. Maybe
yeah.
minute
Like, how
restriction.
serious is it?
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah, I think that's a good order. I understand if you want to go Christy Wallace over Jordan Horston though, just because of the minutes, you know.
Yeah.
The next three, Diamond DeShields and Kennedy Carter, they're solid. I feel like I would feel comfortable enough playing them. But I don't know. I want to say them two, it's going to be a matchup. It's going to definitely be like a matchup basis. They play the Storm. I think that's going to be a very tough game. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think Diamond DeShields should have a good game. Yeah. So, I would go with Diamond. I don't think I would go too much with Carter, honestly.
Really?
I think that's just my preference. I need to see more.
Okay.
Before I were to kind of reach for that.
Okay.
I think I don't think our leagues are big enough to reach that low, I think.
Okay.
I mean, because if
They're
you think about
still,
it,
though.
yeah, but I think if you think about it, when you're going that deep on the waiver, you're really letting go of some good players in my opinion. So I would really look at your entire week to really try to play out your numbers to see if it's a necessary drop to grab DeShields or Carter, really.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see here. And then we had Mercedes Russells, Ari McDonald. Ari McDonald. Let's talk about Ari McDonald. 19 minutes, 16 fantasy points. It's going up. The playing time's going up. Are you going to start trusting her? Or it's still like, it was just one good game?
The thing with Ari is I still think she's one of those point guards that facilitates before scoring. And with her, I think her minutes are going up because she's been bringing a lot of energy off the bench. She's always been that quick guard, scrappy. I just don't think she looks to be as aggressive as a scorer. And my preference, I like those dogs. Like I need ones that look to score. So I think it's going to be a wait and see for me.
Okay. What about the production of Haley Jones? Like, do you say like we're just staying away from Haley Jones? Like, what are we thinking there?
Yeah, she kind of her numbers dropped a little bit. And with her, I think it's kind of a matchup thing too. Because, the Dream, like, I think Aerial Powers got a lot of playtime last game. They're going a little deep in their bench, and then who's to say when Jordan's going to come back? There's been, like, really no information on this hand. I mean, to be this long, I'm like, all right, what you break? Because it's been a long time, right? And they've just been so hush-hush about it.
Yeah.
But she's been at most of the games. I always see her on the bench. But I don't know. Haley's not one. That's I would watch to see what the game time decisions are. If she's starting or not. And and if you need someone quick, just do it like that. But she's not on my radar, really.
So if you had to pick an Atlanta Dream point guard, would you pick Haley Jones, Ari McDonald, or Aerial Powers? Like, who would you go with?
Man, that's tough. Because, I mean, they're all getting probably around the same minutes. I mean, Ariel, I think she got a couple more minutes more than usual. But,
I'm liking Aerial Powers a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I'm leaning towards Aerial Powers because she looks to score. She's more aggressive on the scoring side of things.
Yeah.
So I think for me, I'm going Aerial Powers.
I just feel like the coach is looking for the one she can trust the most.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's still undecided. So just keep in mind, guys, that with these 3 that she just named, they're all going to be kind of risky because game by game, their play time, their situation, everything can change. So just be wary of it. But yeah, Aerial Powers for now probably is the leader out of the 3.
And the reason we talk about like these deeper names is because some days like it's hard to find someone, like especially in our leagues, like we're really down to the bottom of things, I think. Another name you guys could look at: Erica Wheeler, Rachel Bannum, but that's rough. But I understand, like all of the games in our leagues have been pretty close. Like you have to grab someone, you know. So
there's gonna be times, especially later in the season. Brooke was already saying we have so many weeks left, but realistically, I mean, every win counts, right? Because there's gonna be some weeks where you're like, oh man, I can absolutely not drop anyone on my roster.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna do? How am I gonna compete and put up the points?
Exactly.
So you really just make sure you guys are looking at your whole week and figuring out how are you gonna win the whole week. What's gonna be your best way to put up the most points? Because sometimes some days are going to be harder than others when there's only one game playing and you have, 2 or 3 of that team's players. It might be in your favor, whereas the rest of us, we might not have one. So,
well, that's my dilemma. Indiana and Chicago, I believe, play at least 3 times this week. I have no Indiana or Chicago players, and my opponent has basically all of them. So I'm going to have to make some tough cuts to keep up this week, honestly. The chat. Do I have a pair of Iversons? No, I don't. Megan, do you? No, I don't. Sorry. Okay, let's go to Wednesday. So we have Mercury versus Liberty, Aces versus Lynx, Dream versus Mystics. Until Brittany Sykes gets back, Julie Van Loo is still my number 1 pickup. She's solid. And
even when Sykes comes back, I think she's still going to be one of those solid pickup to get in your rotation because I don't think she's going to fall off too much like when Sykes comes off.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think these last couple of games, she's proven herself. She's going to probably get more minutes. So she's still my number 1 pickup. Then it would probably be Sophie Cunningham. We just talked about her. If you picked her up tomorrow or for today or for Tuesday, you'll probably still have her. Just keep her. And then Alicia Clark. I didn't realize how well Alicia Clark was doing because last year it was like she wasn't doing anything for fantasy. But I would have Alicia Clark up there. For me, it was between Alicia Clark or Bridget Carlton next. Who do you have between the 2?
I've been leaning a lot towards Bridget Carlton, but I would say now that Dorca's back, I think that I would lean more towards Clark because they have to rely on Clark a lot more. I mean, they're relying on their starting 5 heavy right now. So, I'm leaning towards Clark.
Okay. Then I have... It got slim after this. So the next few I have is Stephanie Dolson. She kind of fell off a lot. She started so strong.
Her numbers are low, but they're still consistent. She's still getting you double figures. So if you're needing the I would say the 10 to max 20 points, she's gonna fall somewhere in that range.
Yeah. Same. Natisha Heidman though, I feel like has been pretty solid, putting up pretty solid numbers. Definitely someone I would pick up as well. And then the same with Naz Hillman. We didn't talk about her now that I think about it for Tuesday's game. But Naz Hillman is pretty solid. She's in the double digits. So, I mean, she's someone I would look at as well. And then you kind of get down in the barrel again. Aerial Powers. The next 4 I have Aerial Powers, Dorca. I feel like Dorca will be more effective later. Give her some time to get back with the team. And then Kate Martin. Kate Martin's someone you guys are going to need to start looking at. I feel like she's going to start becoming a more solid player. She's getting more minutes as the season goes on. So I would look her way. And then Kia Stokes. That's all. No, I'm just playing. I mean, like, Kia Stokes is obviously someone that you could turn to if you really, really, really need someone, but don't expect anything crazy. But if Kate Martin continues to play the way she's playing, she's going to be a solid fantasy player. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. she's gonna continue to grow, guys. And with Gray out, they've been going in their bench, and I know Becky wants to get them out there earlier in the season, so that way they can continue to develop and grow. So when playoff comes, they have that experience. So I would say look for her to get more play time.
Exactly.
And I think we jumped the gun a little bit. We were talking a lot about the Dream, but they do play Wednesday. So everything we were saying about the Dream, just look for those players on the waiver wire for Wednesday.
Yeah. You know why? I was still thinking Erin McDonald was on the Dream. My bad. She's with LA. Still haven't gotten to that yet. Yeah. But still, they're all still similar. But more Erin McDonald talk because the Clarendon injury. That's why that's the gist of it. Clarendon's out. Like, who's going to step up? Erin McDonald is going to be one of those people that has to step up. But Rakia Jackson, we don't talk about Rakia on here because
she's getting minutes, though. Six person off the bench. Like, she's getting minutes.
But she's like 70% rostered in all leagues, so it's like she's not there. She's not going to be there.
I know. I have her. I think I have her in 1 or 2 leagues.
Yeah,
too.
I mean, if she's there in your league, obviously pick her up. But she's not there anywhere, so that's why we don't really talk about picking her up because she's just not available. But Rakia Jackson minutes are going to go up. I think she's going to be in the starting lineup. I don't know if Ari's going to be. Ari will probably be off the bench, 6th player, but
yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
There's a couple players that I'm just kind of on edge. Like, do I drop them? Like, I mean, we have people like Dejanay Carrington, Tasha Harris. Like, it's like you don't want to have the same people on the same team.
Yeah.
But when they're both putting up pretty good numbers, it's like, which one do you drop? Like, even when you're saying like the whole Jordan Horston thing, it's like, what do you do? But I mean, those would be great opportunities to trade. Yeah. You just have to do it soon enough to have the trade go through and then be available for when you need them. But yeah.
No, I agree. Like, I think my dilemma right now is Julie Van Loo. And I think I might still... I know I dropped Jordan Horston. There's someone else that I have that I'm like, I probably should drop because of the situation I'm in. But it's like, man, Van Loo's been doing so well. Like, do I really want to drop her? So, like,
the way that I think about it, though, is... Well, I tell you guys all the time. I tell all the listeners, don't get attached, right?
It's hard.
You're going to have your little stars.
Yeah.
Cool, get attached to them. But everyone else, you got to, like, not get attached. And the way I look at it is if I put someone good on the waiver and there's not a lot out there now, the only way someone else is going to get that person is if they drop someone good as well. So, because at this point, all the good people are in the rosters. But if you want this player, you got to give me one of yours. So we're going to be swapping all season. But so.
I mean, to stay competitive, you have to make the tough drops. Yeah. Which is just hard. It's easier said than done, let me tell you, because I haven't done it yet. I still need to prepare for my week, and I'm just procrastinating. But
I think my leagues have been pretty active.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
yeah, definitely. Okay, on the chat, I think Ari is going to get a lot of minutes with layout. This could be what she needs to get her confidence. If she could get a slight glimpse of Arizona Ari, she could get dangerous. Yeah, no, I really do think Ari is going to get way more playing time. And she's great on the defensive end. Like, she needs to be let loose. Is it dangerous to already feel stuck on players? Like on mine, the only one I could think of dropping is Dana, and I'm not even down for that. Dana Evans? I couldn't drop Dana Evans.
If Dana's the lowest apple on your tree, man, you got a nice tree.
Yeah, dang.
Your tree is full.
Yeah. No, yeah. It does suck, though, like, because going into the season, you believe in a player, and maybe that player isn't, like, hitting what you thought they were going to, potentially be, but there's always that doubt, like, oh, I'm going to drop them and give up on them too soon, and then they're going to pop later for someone else. I think that's why people get stuck on players. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Let's see. Coach Miller... Huh?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay.
Got another question?
Janice said Coach Miller doesn't really trust his guards, hoping Ari takes a stand. Same with Zaya. Yeah, you know what? Kurt Miller was like this coach that everyone was like, oh yeah, did all this with Connecticut. But it's like, I think Rakia should be starting. I think Aries should be getting more minutes. Like, I don't know. Some things he does, I'm just like, you know? I don't know. What do you think, Meg?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's still trying to figure it out. He's a new coach there, but I think he's a good coach. You know, I mean, look, I think he did great when he was with Connecticut, to be honest with you guys. I think he changed that franchise around and, like, did great things with them. And so I think just give him some time with LA. He has a talented team. I think he's just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Would y'all trade Reese for Stokes from the Aces and Harris from Connecticut? Like, you're gonna get Reese, or you're giving up Reese? Because I would just keep
I think
Reese.
If you're getting Angel Reese, I'm not opposed to it because for me, Kia's not consistent enough for me.
I wouldn't.
Reese so far has been pretty consistent for fantasy, and Tasha Harris, like, she's good. She's been putting up great numbers, but I mean, their team, like, there are days where she cannot put up great numbers because she has supporting cast that can. Yeah. So I mean, I think that alone, those two, is pretty fair. But I would probably go for Angel Reese because forwards are kind of the dime, right?
Yeah.
You don't get the diamond. I'm sorry, I said dime. The diamond, because there's not a lot of forwards out there that are putting up consistent numbers. So I would lean towards Angel Reese on my roster.
Yeah. So James has Reese, Angel Reese. I would keep Reese. I wouldn't trade her.
Then yeah.
Right? Would you trade her, or would you just keep her?
No, I'd hold on to Reese. Yeah, the way she's playing.
She's gonna get better. Yeah. Let's see. I got Cameron Brink, Cardoso, and Rakia Jackson. You got a young core, but they have a lot of potential. Especially with the Clarendon injury. I think Rakia Jackson, I feel like Rakia will probably maybe crack the starting lineup. Cameron Brink's on fire. And then we have yet to see what Cardoso's going to do, but June 1st, we're going to see. We're going to see what she did. We did have a trade go through in one of our leagues, Megan.
Was that mine?
Megan's group. This trade was kind of crazy. I don't know if whoever's in this chat did this trade, but it was Alana Smith from Marina Mabry and Cheyenne Parker. All right, let's be transparent about this trade, Megan. Your initial thoughts? You can be truthful.
I saw it. I was a little shocked. Alana Smith, I mean, she's good, but to give up Mabry and then Cheyenne, I know Cheyenne's had a rocky start, so I'm wondering if, someone was just getting frustrated there with Cheyenne, but it's still Cheyenne Parker. Like,
I just think
she's going to put up consistent. Yeah, and then her and Mabry for just Alana. I feel like I think something was missing from that trade. It was a little more one-sided.
Yeah. No, this is one-sided.
I think they could have got Alana and someone else.
And I want you guys all to know, to educate everyone, if you're looking at this trade and you're like, wow, I don't think this is fair, or it just seems off, there's a way to veto the trade. I just want to educate everyone if you're new to fantasy. I believe you need, like, I don't know, don't quote me. I'll have to look at how many votes you need. You just need a certain amount of votes to veto a trade. The reason why the trade vetoes are there is because it's to prevent collusion. It's basically to prevent people from just trading off their good players to someone else so they could win, So that option is there for you guys if you guys think the trade is unfair. I'm going to say this trade was highway robbery. I'm sorry if that was your trade. But you could have got more for Marina Mabry.
I'm looking at the rosters, and I mean, top tier ballers is like they're guards. They're struggling.
Okay.
So I mean, when I look at it on their teams, like, okay, so he's bringing in Mabry, or this person, I'm not sure. Top tier, they're bringing in Mabry and then Cheyenne. Mm-hmm. I mean, their team definitely gets better for sure.
Yeah.
And then let me see. Losing Cheyenne. Okay, so it's not, I mean, from what the teams need, I mean, she needed a better forward. Yeah. So getting Alana Smith, I mean, but you gave up Cheyenne, so now, I mean, you're still, because when I'm looking at the roster right away, like, forward wise, Cheyenne's kind of the best one you have. I know Billings has had some good games. Yeah. Samuelson.
Yeah.
And then they have Mac on this team, but I mean, I would have tried to give up someone else.
I would have,
even if you did Mabry and a small person to get like a top forward and then a mid guard.
Yeah.
But
how I would have did it, I would have probably just did Mabry and Mac.
But I mean, they have solid guards. They got Ryan Howard, Enrique, and Kayla McBride still. So they didn't lose a lot, but you got to think the depth. Like you gave up a good solid.
Big and guard.
I mean, you can work.
You probably could have just won with what you had.
I would have just did, honestly, looking at both of these, I would have just did Cheyenne straight up for Alana Smith.
Yeah, exactly. I would have did that too.
Don't even give up Mabry, and then you're even stronger. And both teams win. They still get their forward that they're looking for.
Yeah.
But
I get what you're saying. Let's see. I'll trade Reese for a Jackson. Yeah.
Jackson. Oh. I don't know. Not yet.
Megan's high.
Not in my opinion. I'm still riding with Reese right now.
Yeah. I can see that being fair later. Like, I don't know. I just see Rickea Jackson's projections going really high later. I don't know. No. I just believe in her. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know WNBA history, but I'm thinking this is one of the best drafts in the WNBA. I mean, yeah, very talented. Definitely. Very, and most of them have had a lot of impact on their teams. Like, right off the bat.
I think that colleges are starting to prepare the girls better. That Dawn Staley effect, but I think that they're getting them ready, and I think that the WNBA is growing, so it's going to make a ton more opportunities for the college players coming in to actually stay on teams. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. Next year's draft should be good too, especially if Beers leaves. Yeah, next year's draft's going to be stacked depending on who leaves or who uses their extra year. But yeah, it's the Paige Becker's year. And it's the Paige Becker's lottery. That's basically what it is. Who's going to get Paige Becker's? So, I'm excited. I'm curious to see how the lottery is going to play out and how, with the new, the Valkyries, how it's going to, with the, what's it called? Expansion draft. How that's going to play out as well. I think that was the only trade that went down, though. Right? I don't think any other trade happened so far. Did I lose you, Meg? Meg, I think you're on mute.
Oh, yeah. At least in my group, that was it.
Yep. Any other questions, guys? Trades? What are you guys thinking? What do you guys need, trade-wise? Because I've been trying to look for some trades. I need something. I think my team's missing a little piece. But what do you got? Any other questions, you guys, before we log off? Are both teams coming in at the same time? The new teams, no. One is 2025, the next one's 2026.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. That's gonna be busy. 2 expansion drafts in a year. 2, yeah, that's gonna be crazy. But it's good because all these players that got cut, they're gonna find a team. So that's going to be exciting.
I'm excited for it. It's going to switch up the teams. It's going to be cool.
I just want to know who the coach is going to be for Golden State.
I'm just happy we have a team that's even closer to us.
I need a backup guard. I have Clark and Plum.
Dang, we might have to apologize now because now that we have this team closer, we might be at more live games.
Oh, I know. Megan, you just totally disregarded James's question. I need a backup guard. I have Clark and Plum. You only have Clark and Plum? No one else? Everyone else is a forward? That's kind of rough.
James Jefferson. I would have to see the rest of his team, but, I mean, that might be an opportunity. If you have solid forwards, it might be time to part ways.
Yeah. Let me give you some suggestions. Write down your team really quick, and then we're going to give you some
I think James is in my group.
Oh.
Skirt, I think. Let's take a look here. Hopefully this is your roster. Yeah, I see Clark and Plum.
Okay.
So forwards, Angel Reese, McCowan, Aaliyah Edwards. Yeah, Griner being out hurts you. Well, first off, James, concerns here. You got Brittany Griner sitting on a roster spot. Put her in IR, and then you have 2 bench spots that you can just pick up right away.
Oh, there you go. Look at that, Meg.
So James, you got to get on this waiver wire. It's hard to help out my competitor here, but there's players on the waiver wire that you can just, even if it's just 12 points, 15 points, pick them up. That's just extra points for your team. But yeah,
you guys got
trying to trade.
You guys kind of got a lot of guards to work with, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about most of these guards. You got a lot of guards to work with. Or you can just trade a big piece away and get many little pieces.
Yeah. Like Sheldon, Hyman. I mean, for now, I would hold on to Hyman, but JC Sheldon, and then your 2 bench spots, I would utilize the waiver.
Shoot.
It's going to be hard to part ways with Reese or McCowan, even Aaliyah Edwards, now that she's getting even more playtime with Washington.
I say
so you don't have. Yeah, it's going to be hard, but you might have to part ways.
Yeah, break up one of your stars and try and go get 2 solid pieces. Someone will trade with you. Your team, your league just did that crazy trade that we just talked about. So they're open to anything. So I would say start making some trade packages. Let's see. I'm in Megan's league and I didn't see this. What? See what? Oh, the trade? Oh, the trade. Megan has 2 leagues, so maybe not that one. Maybe the other league. Thoughts on Fag Benley? Week 1 I called that. Week 1 I said you guys need to pick her up. She's gonna be impactful on this team. And now she's in the starting lineup. She hustles.
That's crazy.
Her hustle works with Caitlin Clark. I'm just saying. It's going to work the whole season. James said he didn't know there was an IR. It's on your roster. Yeah, you have an IR. So just plop her on there and get 2 more players.
Yeah, when you edit your lineup, you have to, in the right-hand corner, go to Manage IR to be able to access and put her on IR.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would probably trade. Because I don't know when Brittany Griner is going to get back. Maybe try and trade Brittany Griner. Maybe someone will want her. They can hold her.
Honestly, someone would. It's Brittany Griner.
Go to those teams that are 2-0. They have nothing to lose.
Yeah, that might be me.
Not 0-2, Megan. No, I'm just playing.
No, I think in that league I'm 1-1.
Yeah, don't go to Megan. Fever need to trade Nalissa Smith, yeah. Fever need to do something. They don't know what they're doing. Is Smith skating on... That's a tongue twister. Hold on. Is Smith skating on thin ice? Okay, the issues are on social media about last year. I don't know if you guys know the drama. Last year, they were trying to say that Aaliyah Boston and her didn't get along, and now Nalissa Smith's mom is on social media, and there's just too much outside noise. But Smith is way too talented, I think, to come off the bench. Let's be for real. So maybe trade her. I don't know. I think the coach is going to get fired before they trade her. What do you think, Megan?
Yeah, I agree. But they just, I don't know what's going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I see a lot of talent when I look at that team, but they just don't know how to gel.
Yeah.
It's just not gelling, but there's a lot of talent on that team.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Do you think Maddie Seegers can keep this up? Yes, I bang the table for Maddie Seegers. Because
we liked her in college.
Yes. We've been saying if Maddie Seegers gets the minutes, she's going to produce. The only downfall is when Satu comes back, when Natasha Howard comes back. That's when it's going to fall off. So ride it now. Ride the wave now before it comes to a screeching halt. But yeah, Maddie Seegers is super talented. Fever is a good team. They'll get it together. Yeah. Hopefully. One can only hope. They're getting better every game. We've been saying it. They just need to gel. I think the Nalissa Smith not starting, though, is going to cause problems. Wait, why does the Fever need to trade Smith? Isn't she doing well, or do you mean with whatever this drama is off the court? No, she's doing well. We're saying, like, now that she's sitting the bench, I feel like she's just too talented to be coming off the bench. Like, would you say that, Meg?
Yeah. They're not utilizing the three of them good.
Yeah.
With Timmy, Smith, and Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
So they're just it could be a coach thing, honestly.
Yeah.
So
and yes,
even with the guard rotation, I mean, I question the guard rotation all the time too. So I don't know.
Someone said MK said Fag Benley is taking Smith's minutes. Yes, they're in like a three-man rotation right now. They're just rotating Boston Smith and Fag Benley. She's good, but she isn't doing well in her role. Yeah, I mean, you've seen the games where NaLyssa Smith has dominated, and you're like, yes, you know that she is a really good player. It's just, the system. I don't know what the system is. I don't even think they know what the system is.
They don't have an identity yet.
No.
Are you guys an inside-out game? Are you a guard first, then inside second option? I don't think they know yet. So
yeah, they're confused. So we'll
and
see.
that goes back to the leadership. Who's really leading this team?
Yeah,
like I was saying, Timmy, she's been stepping it up. When I see them huddle, she's the one talking in those huddles.
Yeah.
But where's everyone else? Where's Mitchell? She's not leading the team. Speak up. I don't know. But I think at the end of the day, it's gonna be on the coach. So
yeah, definitely. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Megan, for showing up today.
Good to be back. It's
hard to talk to myself. It is really hard to just keep a conversation going with myself. So I'm glad you're here. Hopefully,
I try to help out in the comments here and there when I can.
Yeah. Hopefully you're here either Wednesday or Friday. I really do hope. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, wait, one question. Fever hasn't had time to practice too many games. Yeah, I know. We were talking about it in our main video, how literally I've seen the Fever play about 20 games, and they're the only team I've seen play because their schedule's crazy. So, no, it's totally understandable that they just need time. But yeah, next week we probably won't be going live Friday because we'll be in Las Vegas for the game. So just a heads up. I'll keep reminding you guys, but still on for Wednesday and this Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Someone said, now y'all have me thinking to possibly trade her depending on how things go. I said get rid of her, week 1? Not get rid of her. I said trade her. Try and trade her.
Yeah, she's not one of those you just drop. Like, try to trade her if you don't want her.
Honestly,
she's still gonna be solid.
I think the trade I proposed was Cheyenne Parker for NaLyssa Smith. I would be okay with that. I know Cheyenne Parker has been having a tough little go, but she's starting to get more solid. It's a thought. Both sides, I think it'd be equal. But NaLyssa Smith's upside is way higher than Cheyenne Parker. So, that's up to your judgment. Good luck this week. Should Smith be traded? That's totally up to you guys. I mean, it depends who you have on your team. But I heard that she wasn't doing well fantasy-wise, right, Meg?
Not as good as she used to.
Yeah.
But, let's see.
Yeah. Someone said trade her for draft picks or a better shooter. Oh, you mean like real life? No, they would probably just trade her for draft picks. Because Indiana just loves draft picks and loves restarting every year, so. Unless they're able to package something for, I don't know what they'd be able to do, but yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, how has she done the last 2 games, Meg?
18 against Vegas, but that's a tough matchup, and she was coming off the bench.
Yeah.
10 against LA. So, like, the bench, coming off the bench hasn't been doing her well, but, I mean.
What are her minutes?
18, 19. They've dropped significantly.
Yeah, I would trade her.
12 against LA, actually.
No, I would trade her. That's concerning. What is Cheyenne Parker's minutes in points the last couple of games?
Higher than that.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so it was 19 against Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but before that, she was over 23.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the trade options I would look at. But yeah, other than that, any other questions before we log off? I need to eat some dinner. I'm getting hungry. It's late over here. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will be back Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to join our Discord. Ask me any questions. Ask all of us any questions because everyone is pretty responsive in Discord, and they'll answer your question pretty fast. But thank you guys. Good luck this week. Our leaderboard was posted on Instagram if you guys want to go check that out. I'm just saying I'm 2-0. Thank you guys. No, just like... Alright, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back Wednesday. See ya.
Peace.